Welcome to episode 7 of season 7, or 7.7 if you may ask. They want to call it that. But anyway, this is just a breezy chat. This is a podcast. We love talking about stuff. But today we're going to be talking about looking back at our younger selves and what we would tell ourselves. Now, if you're new here, hit that like button, ring that bell for notifications. Also, please subscribe, help a girl out. Now, get my skeleton hands ready as we start to talk about this episode, shall we? Okay. Have you heard the song Dear Younger Me by Mercy Me or Letter to Me by Brad Paisley? If you don't, I recommend going and listen to them. Amazing songs. But they also touch a point. Dear Younger Me. One from a biblical religious perspective and one from like a just going back in time perspective. Both to go back in time in general and everything. So, here are some things for this episode, I thought I'd do some things I remember. For example, shows and movies that I remember watching. That's So Raven, The Flintstones, Scooby Doo, The Jetsons, and how many times has The Jetsons machines been proven to be correct today? The Flintstones was my favorite, of course. Gotta Kick It Up, All You Got. Oh my gosh, that one felt like a fever dream. I watched the other night, and it's like, oh my gosh, this wasn't a fever dream, right? Um, All You Got. High School Musical series. Oh my gosh, I was a big High School Musical girl. The Cheetah Girls. I loved musicals in Disney and everything. Lizzie McGuire, even the Lizzie McGuire movie. Danny Phantom for crying out loud. Legit. Beavis and Butthead. So many shows that make me feel nostalgic. Like Hannah Montana, even. Sunny with a Chance and everything. What other shows are there? Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. I was a Disney kid at heart, so The Fairly Odd Parents, Zoe 101, and I'm looking back at like the Dan Snyder stuff. I'm like, oh my gosh, like and everything. But looking back, I'll go back and watch. I'm like, this some of this stuff like it makes sense. Like how weird it sounded as a kid, but I just never thought about it as an till I would go back to watch it as an adult. Yes, I do go back and watch this stuff as an adult. Eight Simple Rules. So many shows. But yeah, like it makes me feel nostalgic thinking about it. So, what are some things I wish I would have known? It's okay not to be perfect. This one is a struggle and everything. I struggle with trying the idea of not being perfect every single day. Um, it's okay that you're a Swiftie. Hey, look, guys. If you would have asked the little girl me when she first came out, she would be as big as she was. I would have not. I would have told you yes without really knowing. But now it's like she's huge, and I'm an OG Swiftie. I'm happy to admit that and everything. Um, you don't have to always be good. Good girl syndrome is being good isn't always the best thing, and it traumatizes you too because you're taught to be the good girl, and it's very traumatizing at times. Those razor blades only temporarily take away the pain. If I could go back in time, I would find other healthier ways to cope with my home life and everything else. Because it's important. Start saving money. You're not alone in your struggle. This one is like, this one I think is really, like, I wish would save me a lot of embarrassment. It was, don't tell your crush in middle school you like him. And everything. I don't even know where he is right now. Oh well, he's not important anyway. But don't tell your crush in middle school you like him. Because I think in reality, he was my first crush, and we never really we get that moment, do we? Um, You'll find a loving family. And the thing is, your real dad will never be a good father. He will go around telling people that he doesn't have any daughters. Legit. Yeah. And then he tries to help his oldest child because she's going through some stuff. But in reality, it's more beneficial to him. I actually wrote a letter to him a while back. Never sent to him, but it was so much relief. It took so much pressure off me. It took so much off me, and I love it. Um, you're gonna have so many broken hearts by so many guys. Like, I'm accepting I'm the girl who gets friend zoned and everything, but my heart still gets broken for it. And I'm like, okay. So I'll find a guy one day who's gonna be for me. Nobody not gonna have to break my heart or anything like that. You're loved. You're worth it. You matter to somebody. You're gonna make an amazing aunt. Right now I have 3 nephews and a niece. One for my sister, one for my best friend, and 3 for my best friends who's like a sister. I love each of my babies. Blood does not matter to me. It doesn't matter if they're blood related or not. They're my babies. Um, you will find your best friend for life in the 5th grade. So me and my best friend, we met in the 5th grade, and we were in the same class with each other for one day at U.S. Jones. I remember because I sat across from her, and we both named Brittany, and I ate this cookie for us. Like, so you're gonna eat this cookie from me? I was like, yes. And she is like, and that's how our friendship blossomed. And she recently was also on my first episode of Sassy Southern Belle. We'll go on 17 years of friendship, y'all, if that tells you anything. They say if you've been friends for longer than 7 years, that friendship's meant to last and everything. And we live in different states because I live here in Tennessee. She lives in Alabama, and we just life gives in a way, and we talk to each other whenever we can. That's the thing. Um, People come and go. People are gonna come and go in your life. There's a reason for that. They might be there for a season, but they're gonna be there. You're stronger than you give yourself credit for, and being strong isn't always a bad thing. Just sometimes it becomes too strong. Now, life doesn't always happen as we plan. We can plan all we want for life, but yet that's nothing we can really do. You'll go on and do so much more with your life. You don't have to be a product of your environment. That's the thing. I'm not, and I refuse to be. I could let my home life make me become more like my family, but I wanted better for myself and everything. So I found my adopted family, unofficial adopted family, because I'm an honorary PK, as I like to say. Um, but it's okay not to be okay. I know we're told that we have to be okay, be perfect all the time, but we don't have to. Um, you're shaping your life. Every decision you make is gonna shape your life later on down the road. Don't be afraid to set boundaries. This one is really hard because I know sometimes to be people, especially with people pleaser stuff, we have to do this stuff and we don't feel comfortable with it, but we have to set our boundaries at the same time. Have high expectations for love. Don't settle for the love you think you deserve just because of the environment you grew up in. Um, Middle school is irrelevant. And thing is, all that stuff that happened in middle school is irrelevant. Because you're going to look back 20 years now, there's going to be some people still stuck in high school, stuck in middle school, and they're like, okay. Um, and that's middle school is just your awkward years in general. But you do not, and you're not the product of your environment. Let's go ahead and put that out there and everything. But all that embarrassing stuff you did in middle school, it doesn't matter anymore. You will not always be a girl that smells. I know that sounds crazy right now, but if I could go back and tell my younger self that, I will tell her that. You will get out of that home life, you will make something of yourself, no matter what. You will go into bigger and better things in life. Another thing, be yourself. Don't let other people's perceptions change who you are. Don't be afraid to try new things. Like last episode, I talked about learning how to live fearlessly and everything, and that's one thing I struggle with on a daily. But don't be afraid to fail. You can't take back words, so choose them wisely. I heard this quote once: "This don't say anything in the heat of a moment that you might regret with a sober mind," or something like that. Um, Fear of being abandoned makes you hold on too tightly, and it's okay to let go. Abandonment issues are running deep. Trust me on that one. But I'm learning to deal with it and coping with it and getting the help I need for it. Take each day one day at a time. Just one day at a time. That's all you need. It can be one step at a time, one moment at a time. But you'll get there. Rejection is sometimes a redirection. Work hard, but remember to take breaks. We don't want to experience burnout, okay? Slow down. We can move so fast and then we forget to slow down and check the progress, check the people between us in the process. Not being okay is okay, like I said. Being positive is great, but it's also okay to be in a bad mood from time to time. Just don't let it stay there too long. I have this motto that you're allowed one bad day every once in a while. If it lasts more than that, it becomes your whole attitude and affects the people around you, and they don't want to be around you. Be kind to others and yourself. Here's the thing: we live in a world where it's easy to destroy someone with our words and our actions, but kindness matters, and I think that's something we all take for granted. Forgive. Holding on to hate just hurts you in the long run. Take risk. Run, exercise, move your body as much as you can. One day you won't be able to, and don't let that day be today. Travel and spend your money on experiences, not things. You can't take that dress with you when you die, unless you put it in your will. That's the dress you want to be buried in. But travel, but listen to your intuition. I felt my intuition has gotten me so much, and it has helped me out so much too. You're going to fall. Sometimes it will hurt, but you'll get back up. Cry. It's okay to cry. Very healing, actually, honestly. Schedule a cry day, cry moment. I tell you, it works. Um, laugh. Just laugh, okay? If you can't, there's some things like there's no point in getting mad over. Just laugh. Make a 5-year plan, okay? Yeah, and be flexible with that 5-year plan because it's not always going to go as you plan. The grass is greener over there because they fertilize it. Stop worrying about the future. Today is today. That is not going to figure out today, but your but your future you can figure out. Follow your passion. You're not alone, even if you feel like it. Money isn't everything. Always take time for yourself. Even if you're married, have kids, remember to take time for you. Don't lose yourself in a relationship. Saying no is okay. Don't compare yourself to others. Your journey is your journey. Treat others the way you want to be treated. Kind of like the golden rule with that one, but it's true. We have to treat others the way we want to be treated. Dance. Be silly. You're stronger than you know, like I said. Being soft doesn't make you weak. Some people are just terrible people. That's the thing. If they don't, if they give you terrible energy, you don't have to be around them. Now, sometimes being uncomfortable is what you need. You gotta believe in yourself. Tell people that you love them, even if it scares you. Be spontaneous. Life is hard, but it can get easy and then hard again. But it then gets easy again. It's just a repeated cycle that stays in a loop. You're going to learn a lot in your next 22 years. And everything. Look, by the time I was 25, I felt so much relief because there was so much things I didn't know that like feel so much relief. Aside from the fact that you can start renting vehicles and stuff like that. But my point is, once you hit your mid-20s, like you don't focus on that stuff you learned in your early 20s, and that's the thing. Listen to your heart. It's no one's job. It's last thing. It's no one's job to make you happy. That's all on you. You gotta make yourself happy. At the end of the day. No one can take that away from you. No one has that power to take away from you. Some things that I would leave with you. Okay, guys? Be yourself. Take care of yourself. Forgive yourself. Trust your intuition. Make memories you know you won't forget. Um, Here's the question. Would I change a single thing? I go back and forth with this answer, but no, because it shaped me into the woman I am today. I don't think would have gone through any of what I went through so I could be here. Now, I'm walking so my future children can run. That's the thing. And sometimes we gotta remember that. Um, what are some things that your younger self has to look forward to? Family and friends who love you. A chance at a brighter future. Podcast of true crime. I loved reading Nancy Drew and stuff when I was a kid, so I did not think it would correlate into my adult life. But now I have a true crime podcast and channel. I love that stuff, and I love doing podcasts. Who would have thought that podcasts would become a thing? But here are some things that I never would have predicted: Donald Trump being president. Oh my gosh! And thing is, he can still run for president. And that's thing. Oh, if you put anything political in this comment section, I promise you, I will delete it. Nope. This is just saying. No political comments, okay? A virus would take over the world. So when COVID first happened, I really remember my friend Gabby sent in a group chat about the things to prepare for COVID. And I thought she was joking. Boy was I wrong. This virus took over the world and it feels like it still is. 2023 will be the year of the girl boss. Think about it. Taylor Swift, the Barbie movies, that's crazy. And then TikTok? Who would have thought that would become a thing? That's like the big debate on it and stuff. Here's the thing, even if you take it away, there's still gonna be something to replace that app. So it's not gonna change anything. So influencers having a job. Well, there's the Kardashians kind of, so no one really expected that one, but anyway, but I went this episode on a quote. Be who you needed when you were younger. Now, that is it for this episode. Join me as our season finale as we talk about finding our soul family. And I found my soul family, and that will be dedicated to a few people that I want them to know if they're watching this. I love them, and I wouldn't be here without y'all.